Okay, we will start the session. Hope my audio is okay. Can anyone confirm using the Q&A box? Okay, yeah. Thanks for the confirmation. Yeah, welcome. My name is Lokesh. I'm part of the Algomojo team. Welcome to this session on how to use Algomojo platform for automation of your strategies, which would be generating buy-sell signals as such. Now, this session is getting recorded. You will have access to the session, and if you would like to go through it again, you can do that. And if you have any queries, kindly use the Q&A box to type out the message, and I will answer the queries as we go along. We will start with a small presentation, and the agenda is that we will look at the features of Algomojo platform, and we will look at how do we use TradingView to do the setup for automation. And in case if somebody is interested, we can look at it, look at Amibroker also to see how we do the automation using Amibroker. A brief about Algomojo support, and if you have in case you have any queries, you would like to have a look at anything specific, feel free to ask during the course of the session itself. We will try and address them. In case if you have anything specific in, say, TradingView or in Amibroker, let me know. I will use those examples to show how to do the automation. This is website, algomojo.com. It's a web-based platform. We don't have any app, mobile app or Windows app. It is a web-based platform that we have, and you can use any web browser to access our platform and start using it. It is pretty simple. You can use even your browser in the mobile phone, but we don't have a mobile app as of now. Now, it is designed to help traders to automate their trading signals. I'm sure a lot of you would be using various charting platforms, which in which you run your strategies, which give you entry and exit points or signals for the trade or for investment purpose. Now, whenever you get such kind of signals or entry and exit points, how do we pick up those points and then get the orders executed in your broker account? That's where we come in. We act as a bridge between your charting tool and your broker as such. Excuse me. We have currently integrated with the most popular charting tools like TradingView, Amibroker, MT4, charting, NinjaTrader to a certain extent, Google Sheets and Excel and Python are other platforms which are available. One could use any of these platforms for automating the signals from the strategies that you would be running. Yeah. We provide a common API connectivities across multiple brokers. Currently, about 27, 28 brokers have been integrated in our platform for API transactions. And we provide whatever modules that are required, whatever codes that are required for the automation purpose in our website itself. It's a pretty simple process to use our website for automation purpose. We have tried to keep it as simple as possible to make it user friendly and accessible by anybody and everybody. You need not have to have any kind of coding or programming knowledge. All you have to have is a good strategy which gives the buy and sell signals, the entry and exit points. So if that is available in your strategy, you are backtested and you want to trade based on those strategies, we are there to help you to automate those signals which are generated in your charting platform. Now, some of the key features would include you can customize as to what is that you want to trade. It is pretty flexible in that manner. You get a choice of trading either in equities or futures or options. And in options, you can do static options or even dynamic options. Dynamic options, you get to choose up to 20 strikes in the money and 20 strikes out of the money as such. And based on the spot price, the strikes would be selected whenever the signals are generated and sent across to our platform for order placement. And we will look at whether you're wanting to trade in ATM, ITM, or OTM. Based on that, we will place the orders for you. Now, how to use those things, we will look at it when we get into the actual platform usage as such. We will do that shortly. It is not only useful for people who are into options buying. You could be an option writer also, or you can, if you want to use it for hedging your positions, the platform offers features which will help you to hedge your positions also. Then, in case we take care of order splitting, in case the quantity that you're trading is more than the freeze limit set by the exchanges, we will place multiple orders to fill the entire quantity that you want to trade. You need not have to worry about placing multiple orders for entry indexes. In terms of risk management, we offer target and stop loss, which you can set either in points or percentages. Uh, it could be the points based on the premium, or it could be the points based on the futures, or it could be points based on the equity pricing also. So it is pretty flexible in that manner. So you can set either in terms of percentage or points. And we also have launched pretty recently trailing stop loss, which will help you to minimize your losses and maximize the profits. You can set M2M based exits also, in case if you do not wish to incur any loss, say for example, more than say 5,000 rupees. You would like to cut off the position for that strategy that you're running, you can set that in the system. Or if you say that, okay, once I get 25,000 rupees or whatever is the amount as a profit, you would, if you would like to close the position based on the M2M for the day, the positions can be exited, will be exited by the system automatically. You can also customize the time when you want to start the process of trading. Now, there are a lot of traders who would like to do trading activity in the morning session or towards the end when the markets are normally volatile and normally more active. Or there are people who would like to do it only after the this volatility sets in. Um, and the market stabilizes maybe towards after 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. You can set the time. So any signals coming before or after the time that you have chosen, it will be executed or not executed depending on the choice. So you can set those kind of parameters in our platform itself. Then if you're a trader with weekly options or monthly contracts, the system can do the rollover for you. There's a facility which helps you to set the rollover, and on the expiry day, the portions, if they're open, they'll be closed and the next contract will be taken as per your choice. All users get to do paper trade. So we, in fact, suggest people to start with paper trading and check whether the system is meeting your requirements. And in case if you're satisfied that the system is able to meet your trading or investment requirements, only then go in for live trade. Now, this paper trade is provided more to check the process of automation as such. Now, when a signal comes, whether the orders are getting placed as per your requirement, whether it is in cash or in futures or options, it could be in the money, out of the money, or it could be option strategies, like there could be multiple legs of option strategies, whether all those are getting executed as per your requirements. And now, to check that process, the paper trade facility is provided. It is not a tool or a feature for forward testing or back testing as such. We don't have any back testing tools in our platform. We are just an execution platform. So paper trade should or recommended by us to look at the process of order flow, whether the signals are getting processed as per your requirement. That is the whole reason of providing a live paper trade facility. Any user will get up to 3 paper trades, which can be used for testing the strategies. And there's no limitation in terms of live trades. You can do as many live trades as possible, as many strategies you can run in live trade as such. For paper trade, once you set it up and see that, okay, orders are getting executed as per your strategy or as per your requirements, then shift over to the live trade. Any questions so far? You can use the Q&A box to type out your questions. Let me try and answer them as we go along. Then there are certain rules that we have set in our uh, platform based on various strategies, various recommendations that we had received from traders and investors, which are broadly classified as long only or short only, or both long short plus short, and stop and reverse kind of rule. Now, details of this I'll try and explain when we look at a chart and look at the kind of strategies that we are running. It is completely dependent on the kind of strategy that you're running. The rule has to be selected. If there's a mismatch in the rule that you have selected, then the orders may not go through as per your expectation. So be very careful in understanding what is the rule applicable as per your strategy and appropriately select the rule. Otherwise, you may need to fine tune the rule settings so that the orders will be executed as per the strategy and your requirement. Now, in case if you have any doubt, we have a documentation which explains what kind of rule is applicable in what kind of scenarios. Or you can call us, we can look at your strategy online and then suggest what is the rule to be used. We are available for you anytime during the day, on all working days as such. Then if you are, say, option trader having multiple legs of trades to be executed based on single signal, then there's a facility called grouping, using which you can combine multiple legs of the strategies to be run from a given signal as such. So from one signal, you can say trade multiple legs. It could be 4 legs or 5 legs or 7 legs, any of them. So based on one signal received at our platform, all of them can be executed simultaneously in the order set by you. Suppose you're dealing with option buying, option selling, combinations of all this to help you to get the advantage of margins. You can say that, okay, I want to buy the option first and then write the option. I'll exiting. I want uh, the selling option to be executed first and then the buying option to be executed second. So those kind of flexibilities are inbuilt into the system. And as per the settings that you do, the multiple legs in the groups can be executed as such. Now, you can set to receive notifications on Telegram. We have a bot called Algomojo bot. So if you go to Telegram app, you'll get this Algomojo bot as the channel. From there, you select the chart ID and incorporate that into the strategy that you will be creating in Algomojo. So whenever there's a signal that gets generated and an order is getting placed in your account, either for live trade or paper trade, you will get a notification. You need not be sitting in front of the system. You can know that, okay, this orders are getting, signals are getting generated and orders are getting placed. If you're a trader having to trade multiple symbols based on single strategies, like in the case of charting, where people scan hundreds of symbols and then would like to trade in couple of or few of these stocks, so you can create a watch list and in that define what is the kind of quantity and what is the kind of capital that you would have deployed, and based on that, the quantity will be calculated on the last price as such, and then the orders will be placed. Now, you can download various reports on a daily basis. Historical reports are not yet enabled, so every day you will need to download the reports and use them for your analysis and further studies as such. Any queries, please feel free to ask. Yeah. Now, some of the features that we are currently working on and should be available for the users are currently all orders are placed uh, on market basis. Market orders, what it is getting executed with. Shortly, we'll be coming out with limit orders, then stop loss market and stop loss limit kind of facilities for users. Then re-entry and target and stop loss getting triggered. Uh, that is another facility. Like say you want to limit the number of trades, you can do that. Or if you want to do a re-entry after an MTM is achieved or stop loss is ahead, or you don't want to take any trades for the day, so there are flexibilities available or features available which will help you to decide whether you want to take further trades in the day or not take further trades in a day, or limit it to how many trades in a day. Those kind of facilities will be shortly launched. Then a dynamic option selection for indices and stocks, you can add them into watch list. That is another area that we are working on shortly to be released. Then this is the copy trading kind of facility where you can share your signals or your trades with the family and friends. So whatever trades you are working with, similar kind of trades can be executed for your friends and family members also. So this is another facility that we are currently working on to be released shortly. Then for option strategies, today the way it works is that you will need to uh, uh, you will need to define each of those legs and then execute it based on a single signal. However, we will have a facility where these multiple legs can be created based on the option strategies, ready-made option strategies automatically. So if there are, say, 3 legs or 5 legs, so at the click of a button, all the 5 trades can be defined. And in case if you want to make any changes, you can do that and then shift over for trading. So that is a one-click option strategy execution module that we are working on, will be available soon. Now, as traders or investors, you can trade in either equities or in equities, you can do either intraday or personal basis also. In you can trade in futures and options for almost all the markets, NSE, BSE, commodities, etc. Then you know, currencies, all that. But crypto, not yet. We have not worked with any crypto service providers in India. Uh, so it is limited to the Indian market as such. Uh, and you can trade in these kind of instruments as such. Now, we have integrated close to about 27, 28 brokers. Next in the line is Access Securities is what we are working with. Should be done in a week or two. Otherwise, most of the large brokers are all integrated and you will be able to trade with these brokers. Now, in case you already have an account, you can start the process of using our system immediately. You get to trade for 7 days. We give 7 days trial period, wherein you can try out and check whether the platform is able to meet your requirements. In case if you find that the platform is suitable and this is what is your expectation, you can get into various subscription methods that we have. I will share the various methods of getting subscription also for the API purpose as such. Now, in case if you open a new account, we have a special offer. We have tied up with 7 brokers currently. If you open an account with any of these new brokers using Algomojo as a referral, then you will get our APIs also completely free of cost with all the features that we that are available as such. This is somebody has asked a query. Can we have Algo to trade say if you want to use multiple indicators, then you will need to get that coded in either TradingView or any charting platform. Say use daily, weekly, and monthly RSI, and then take a trade. So that kind of conditions you will need to do. get the coding done special. In case if you get that coded in Pine script and run it in TradingView, you can place the order. Now, if it is single condition, then not an issue at all. Say we'll look at one of the examples today. If the RSI is more than say 50, you want to take a long entry either in futures or in CE, those kind of things. We will have a look at it today. That's possible if it is single indicator. If it is multiple indicators, multi time frame, then you will need to get the coding done. And we take up the coding activity also for TradingView and Amibroker in case if you need any codes to be developed, such as like if the RSI is more than 50 and more than weekly RSI is greater than 60 and monthly RSI is greater than 60 and you want to take a long entry after that, if all these conditions are met, so we can help you get that coding done for you to use it as um, a trigger or a strategy as such, but it will come at a slightly, it will come at a cost, uh, which would depend on the complexity of or number of indicators and what how much complexity is there in the coding as such. Yeah, yeah. So you can get for intraday or for positional, you can get anything done. TradingView is a great platform. It gives you huge amount of flexibility and it is pretty simple to and easy to use. And all you need to do is get that coding done and run it there. If you're a coder, you can get and do it yourself. Or if you want us to help out, we will help you out for both intraday and positional. See, what happens is why we insist on a email is we will need to understand your complete requirement. Now, once we understand your complete requirement, and we agree upon the commercials and the timelines involved. The coding happens in-house, and it is not that it can be completed within a few minutes or few hours. So, we have to do it extensively. It is a time-consuming process, and it becomes difficult to do it online with any client as such, unless it is very, very simple kind of thing. I don't think there are, if it is very simple, a lot of freewares are available already. You can start using them. But if it is multiple indicators kind of stuff, um, there'll be a lot of man hours spent and which that's the reason we take the details in email, understand it first, and then talk to the client or talk to the users, get any clarifications done, and understand that we are on the same page and we have understood your requirements completely, and then take up the coding part as such. We always do a discussion with the client to understand the requirements and then start the process. Yeah, yeah, we will look at, of course, as a demo, we'll not be able to use charting today, but the process is pretty simple. I can show you that. Yeah, coming back onto the special offer in terms of API, use any of these brokers to open a new account with Algomojo as the referral, and you get APIs free of cost for life as such. In case if you already have, you kindly use the trial process, trial period of 7 days, and then you can take the subscription as such. Now, normally automation happens in two parts. First part is where we look at what are the things that you want to trade with, whether you want to trade in options, futures, or cash, how many stocks that you want to trade in. All that is a one-time setup that you need to do in our platform, in Algomojo platform. And post that setup, you can we get into the automation process. Once you define what is that you want to trade, say for example, it could be Nifty, you want to trade in 5 lots, it could be normal kind of trade, not an or an intraday kind of trade, and you want to start the trade after 11 o'clock in the morning, all that. So all those setup has to be done in Algomojo. It's a one-time thing. It is always saved for you. It is always available after you do that setup. And then you enable paper trade or live trade. Always start with a paper trade and check the process if it is going through correctly. Then you can shift on to the live trade as such. So once you define what is that you want to trade, we go to the trading platform, charting platform, and do a small setup there. in terms of alert creation or module to be downloaded in Amibroker, or if you're a charting user, you just need to have the webhook URL pasted into your scanner that you've created in charting. So those kind of things can be done, has to be done as a second step. So that is also very, very simple. We have tried to keep it as user friendly as possible. All you have to do is copy paste one or two things in from our website onto TradingView or Amibroker or charting or any other charting tools, and the thing would be ready for processing the signals where as and when they are generated in the charting tool. Yeah, see, normally for any kind of inputs, we depend on the broker's feedback or the information that we get from the brokers using the API. Very, very rarely that there are some information which might get skipped because momentarily with that broker, there could be some API disruption or something, or the API was not updated properly. But otherwise, all this basic details about what time the order was executed, what quantity, what price, all that will be captured and you'll be able to see it. Not an issue. Please try it again on Monday, sir, or during Monday is a holiday, Tuesday, and start. You should not be having any problem. Very rarely we face this issue, but yes, as we are dependent on the brokers for the information, there could have been some issue due to which the price was not displayed for the trade which you experienced yesterday. Sorry for that. Yeah. Please check it on Tuesday, and in case it should be working, in case if you're still having an issue, let us know. Also have taken the feedback and passed it on to the broker. They would definitely be coming back to us and telling us if there's a problem or if they have fixed that problem as such. Now, once that's what. So after you define what is that you want to trade in Algomojo, then we get into either trading view or Amibroker or charting, and then do a small copy paste. So we will look at the entire process during the course of this demo. It's a simple copy paste of a couple of things. Some codes to be copied and pasted at a particular place, a web URL to be copied and pasted at a particular place. That's all. So all you have to have is a good strategy which you want to trade. So that is giving a buy or a sell signal, or if it is an indicator, you should be aware as to when you want to enter or when you want to exit. So once you have made that decision and once that strategy is available, it is easy to automate it. So you need not have to get into the coding of the strategies that you're running. Open the code and do something there, copy paste or anything. Nothing of that sort is required. All you have to do is just copy paste one or two things. We have tried to make it as simple as that for any trader or investor to automate the strategies. Yes, MT4 integration is done. You will be able to automate the signals from MT4 system also. Yeah, I was telling you about various rules that are applicable, like long only or short only or long plus short buy sell. Typically, long plus short buy sell is used in the trading view kind of scenarios. And in Amibroker, you will also have short and cover. So, but the uh, rule works in the same manner, both Amibroker and trading view. We will look at some more details of this rules as and when we look at some strategies in the charting platform. Today we'll be looking at trading view. And stop and reverse is another kind of rule. So I'll explain a bit more when to deploy what kind of rule when we look at the chart and do the selection of the rules. Now, before getting into integration with trading, let us look at our platform. Now, as I was mentioning, the website is algomojo.com. Kindly have a look at it. It gives you details about what we are and what we do, and what are the features and supports that are available. Today, we'll touch upon some of the key features. We will look at some of the strategies in a trading view and see how we do the automation. Yes, I will show you how to do the super trend automation and what kind of rule to be used for super trend, both in Amibroker or in TradingView. So you will get an idea. It is not complex at all. It's very simple to understand and use. So try it out after this. And in case if you still are wanting some more information, always feel free to talk to us. We are available on all working days from 9 to 5. On Saturdays, we work from 10 to 5 o'clock. So I will be sharing details about our support structure also. You can contact us using any of the means. Yeah. Now, when you go to Algomojo, if you want a new open a new account, all you have to do is go to algomojo.com and use this button called Open an Account. It will ask for some basic details about your name, email ID, and contact number, and select the broker with whom you want to open a new account. It will take you to their website and ask you to do the complete process of account opening. It is the complete responsibility of the respective brokers to take all the information and create an account for you and share the client ID and password, which you will be using in our platform also. So kindly use this facility to avail the API is free of cost for live assets. So you can try it out with any of these seven brokers. If you already have an account, then the best place to use our account, go to this place called login and update select the broker. For today's demo, I'll be using TradeGenie an account. So select from the drop down, which is the broker you want to use. Then say login with the broker. The credentials are the same as what you would normally use to log into a broker. Use the same client ID and password and the TOTP. Let me try and log in here. So there are no other login password to access Algomojo platform. It's the same details what you normally use to log in for your brokers. The same credentials need to be used. So you need not have to remember any other codes or IDs for using our platform. Use the same broker provided details and log in to our web page also. So once you log in to our web page, the standard user interface is the same for all the brokers. The page would look at the same, look the same for all brokers. You will get a summary page by default, give details about funds and holdings and positions, etc. Then you can create your own watch list here and also place orders from here directly. If you want to do a manual trade, say you want to buy a Reliance, you go here and say buy, and the order will be executed. This is for your manual trading assets. So Algomojo platform acts as a one-stop shop for you. You can do all your activities from here. You need not have to have multiple websites of the broker or your app in your mobile phone and our web page to do your trading requirements. You can log into Algomojo and carry out all the activities except for your backend activities of the broker, like adding funds or withdrawing funds or um, taking out the details of P&L, those kind of things, so your contract notes, those kind of things, for which you'll need to use the broker's platform as such. But otherwise, for opening a trade, closing a trade, partial closure of trade, to look at how many trades have been done, all that can be seen from Algomojo itself. So on the right hand top side, you will get to see this dashboard and you can look at all the orders. This will have the details of all manual and the automated orders all listed here. The trades that were taken up during the day, all that will be shown here. The portions which are open, both manual and automated orders, all that portions can be seen from here. This is nothing but your broker information, which is displayed in our platform as such. Now, for automation, after you log in, you'll need to check whether to get the APIs. The way to do that is to go to my API section, and on the left hand side, you will see these tabs. The first tab is my API. So when you're doing it for the first time, it will ask you to generate the API by giving you and gives you 7 days trial. And in case you already have an account, you can renew that. The various plans that are available are um, trial is available for everybody, 7 days free of cost. Then you have monthly, half yearly, and yearly. On a yearly basis, it works out to 500 rupees per month as such. Um, it's a simple, small fee comparatively. So you get host of all the features which are currently available and which are going to be launched in the future also. Then once you have the APIs, the API key and the API secret with validity shown in your website, you'll be able to automate the process. The next step is, or the first step of automation is to define what is that you want to create. So that we start by doing by going to this section called My Strategies. We create something called a strategy in Algomojo, wherein we say that, okay, this is what I want to trade today. For example, if let's see, let's look at trading in futures. So I'll say of Nifty futures, say, demo Nifty. It can be anything, any name. Try and keep it as now. See, you can, if you have multiple brokers, for each broker, you will need to have a subscription or the API is free from us. By opening account with us, you can have as many accounts as possible. There's no limitation, there's no restriction. If you want to use two, three, four, five of the brokers, fine. But for automation, you should have a valid API for each of the brokers. Suppose you have an API and you got a message saying that it has expired. That means that your trial period is getting over, or the subscription that you have done in our website that has getting over or got over. So you need to renew the API from our website as such. Yes. So we define by creating a strategy here in our platform. Say first we look at how do we do an automation with Nifty futures. Then select the rule. Again, there are 5 rules. These are the most important things that you need to be aware of, and then select the correct rule. For demo purpose, we'll be using a strategy called Super Trend, for which the stop and reversal is the rule to be used. I will explain when we get into the chart also the various types of rules and when what is applicable. Yeah, and after that, select the segment. Say, let's look at futures. So Nifty futures. If you type first few letters of the symbol, you'll get select the symbol from the drop down. Then whether you want to do a normal trade or an MIS trade is what you need to tell. Then currently the price is market, so leave it at default value. Then select the quantity that you want to trade. For example, if it is 50 lots, then it will show you the quantity selected based on the lot size, lots that you want to trade. And if it is more than freeze, it will tell you what is the freeze limit for that particular symbol, and it will place multiple orders to fulfill the quantity that you want to trade as such. Now, after that, if you want to do a rollover, you can set that, or if you want to keep the target and stop loss, you can define those here in terms of percentage or points or end to end. So for the first demo, let's go with the basic details of what needs to be set. So I will say that, okay, we will trade in Nifty futures, quantity is 50, and it is a normal trade. The rest of the things, not making any changes, but I'll leave it to the default values. Right. Now, after you do this, you can set the other parameters like end time and start time and expiry rollover time or intraday rollover or square off time. All that can be set from here. Otherwise, it will get executed as per the default values. So after we say that, okay, this is what I want to trade with, do a submission of the form that you have updated. In case if there's any error, it will show you, you'll need to correct that. Once you do the submission, you will get the webhook URL and certain codes to be used. Like for strategy trading view, there's a different set of code. For an indicator, there are a different set of codes. This is what will be generated by Algomojo. You need to copy this and paste it in TradingView. It is as simple as that. Yeah. Right. So once we define saying that, okay, Nifty futures is what I want to trade. I want to trade 50 lots and it's a normal order. I create a strategy or define this for the first time in Algomojo, and it will be listed here. That way you can create multiple of them. If you want to trade in Bank Nifty, if you want to trade in crude oil, if you want to trade in options, you can create a strategy for each of them. Now, always start with the paper trade, and once you get the flow right, and if you find that the system is able to handle the orders as per your requirements, then shift over to the live trades. So, best way to check whether order is getting placed in paper trade or not is to go and generate the signal. You can do the signal generation from here also, even for live trade and even for paper trade. So if you say buy, the Nifty futures will be bought, signal is generated, and those signals can be seen under this tab called My Signals. As you can see here, this is what we created today. It's called Demo Nifty Future. So if you have multiple strategies, all of them will be shown. So if you have 10 of them, you will have 10 of them shown separately. So for each strategy, you could get a list of all the trades or signals that have come separately. And you can download this at the end of the day or whenever, whatever frequency you want during the day, and keep it for your records and study. So we have created this manually, a buy signal. You can see that the order is placed in three lots. It's split into three, and then because the quantity that we had selected was 3,750, so the position is open for Nifty futures. So always test by giving a buy or a sell input or signal generation manually, and check whether it is going through properly. And then you can always shift over to trading it. Fine. So once you have got this, you can do a square off from here itself. I'll say just close this position, square off, and the quantity becomes zero here. It is showing that paper trade is live. The next step is to get into a trading view. Now, in trading view, always start with the symbol that you want to trade with. If let's look at Bitcoin today, those markets are open. Yeah. And then select the time frame. First, select the trading symbol, then select the time frame. I'm sure most of you would be familiar with these processes of using trading view in terms of the timeline, alert creation, all those things. So once you've selected the symbol and the time frame that you want to trade, then load the strategy or the indicator that you want to use. For today's demo, we'll be using something called super trend. The process is the same for all. It can be any kind of strategy. It can be UT bot, it can be half trend, alpha trend, any of those. Whatever strategies that you're running, the process of doing the setup is the same. So load the strategy here. And as you can see, this is super trend strategy. The strategy is always in trade, either in long or short. So, for example, here it has taken a long entry and here it has given a short entry. Then again it went long and again it went short. So it is either in long or short always. So the requirement would be that when a long is triggered, you want to take a long position either in the form of futures or option C, whatever you're wanting to trade. And when the next signal comes of sell, you want the long trade to be changed to short trade after closing it, and keep repeating the process of entering long, exiting long, and taking a short, then take close the short, take a long when the buy comes. So for such kind of strategies, there can be any strategy which are always in trade, either long or short. Then the rule to be used is stop and reverse. That is the most important part. Now, the other rules that we all have is like long only or short only, long plus short, and stop and reverse. Now, when do you use long only or short only? Suppose you are a trader, you want to trade only long signals because you feel that the market is going to trend, and you don't want to take any trade which are short in nature. Then use long only as a rule. So it will take a long entry here, and when the sell comes, it will close the long entry and not take the reverse entry. So it will wait for the next long signal to be triggered. So the reverse is the short only. That is, it will take only the short trades and ignore the long trades. So whenever the buy comes, it will close the long trade and wait for the next sell to happen. So that is the long only and short only kind of rule. And if you're a trader who want to use both, like long plus short, then use the long plus short buy sell rule. That is the third rule or the fourth rule. For Amibroker, it is the third one because most Amibroker, trading view signals sent, generated and sent are normally buy and sell. They do not send short and cover. It is possible, but very rarely we come across short and cover in TradingView. It is more seen in the Amibroker environment. So, how is long plus short different from a stop and reverse? Now, stop and reverse, what happens is it is always in trade. Now, there could be strategies, say, for example, it will take a long entry here and a certain criteria is met and the trade comes out, for example, here, the long is closed and you don't want any other new trade to be taken. And the next buy might come somewhere here and again it might stop here. So in such a kind of scenario, use long plus short, that is buy and sell. What would happen is that when a buy is given, it will take a long entry, and when a sell comes in, it will close the long entry and not take the reverse entry. Unlike a super trend where the reverse entry will be taken if you use stop and reversal. Whereas when you use long plus short, buy sell as the rule, then it will take an entry and close it here. And it will wait for the next new signal to come, whether it can be buy or it can be a sell also. So if a sell comes after that, say, for example, here the sellers come, it will take a short entry. And then the trade might get, say, for example, close here and it will wait for the new signal to come because those could be based on various criteria that you would have got coded. It could be, or it could be target and stop loss as per your strategy rules that you have set in TradingView. So it would exit the trade after some time and then wait for a new trade. It is not always in trade. So in such a scenario, use the rule called long plus short buy sell. And for scenarios like or strategies like super trend, which is always in trade, of like half trend or UT bot or it could be any other strategy that you're trying to run, then use stop and reverse as the rule. Any queries, any confusion in the rule? Let me know. I'll be able to clarify. So once you have loaded the strategy, the next step is to create an alert. So the way we do is go to the three dots which are there and say add alert to super trend. So as you can see, it will open up a pop-up wherein there is a message box. Whatever is inside of that message box, please delete that and copy and paste the message from Algomojo. Like go back to the strategy that you created here and let's look at the strategy here. You go to view, it will show you what is that you have created and use this. Since we are running a strategy, use this code. Just copy it from here and go to TradingView and paste it here. And go to notification. By default, if there is any webhook URL, release that or delete that. Go back to Algomojo again and copy this webhook URL. Copy this webhook URL, paste it here. That's it. And give a name. For example, we'll say demo NF29. Okay. And say create. That is all as the step involved for automation. That is all. Nothing else need to be done. As you can see here, the alert is created and it will wait for the signal. Any queries on how to do this? Simple. Let me try and explain. So load your trading symbol that you want to use for automation. First, select the time frame, and third step is to select the strategy that you want to trade with, And after you are loaded your strategy, go to this three dots here, like more button, and say add alert. In the pop-up box, remove whatever is there in the default value and paste the content from Algomojo. The code which we have given here, come back here and paste it here. And then similarly, go to notification, remove by default whatever is there, and then paste, copy the webhook URL from here. This is the place which will identify what is that you want to trade. Now, for example, I'll show you, try and make this visible. So as you can see here, this code has got this towards the end, something called a place strategy order. Before that, there's a number. It's called AL0027TC242. This is the place which identifies which strategy of mine the order has to be placed. Now, there's 242, if you look at, is nothing but this is the order. This is the strategy that we have defined. So once the trading view sends the information, we will know from that code webhook URL which strategy it is belonging to. We will go to that strategy and look at what is that you want to trade. And in this case, we have defined saying that it is the Nifty futures that we want to trade, and we want to trade in 50 lots, and it is NRML kind of order. So we will identify from the webhook URL what is that you are trying to do, and whether the signal is a buy or sell. Accordingly, we will place the order in your account. So it's important that you use the correct webhook URL. These are all unique numbers. So if you keep generating multiple strategies, all of them will be unique, and we'll be able to identify which webhook URL pertains to what strategy that you have created and what is that you're trying to trade. So from TradingView, what happens is when a buy or a sell is generated, TradingView will send that action to Algomojo. From this Algomojo to this webhook URL, we know that which client it pertains to, which broker, which client from his APIs which are there in the webhook URL, and then look at that customer's client strategy that he's created, and in that, what is that he's trying to trade is we will look at and place the orders. That's it. So it is a simple process of updating the message box and webhook notification, and then you're ready to receive the signal. Whenever there's a buy or a sell signal which comes from here, the order will be placed into your account. Now, for example, in this case, there's a short already running and you feel that the market is going to trend down and you want to take an entry now. You can do that manually. Go back here and then say, okay, I want to take a sell entry because super trend is already in sell. I generated a sell signal. Look at my positions. I generated this sell order manually, and order is placed and the position running is 3750. I'm sorry, I think something happened and we got disconnected. Are you able to hear me? Something happened, it got disconnected. Sorry about that again. Is my voice okay? Can anybody confirm? Is my voice okay? Am I audible? Okay, thanks. Sorry for that. So now we have taken the position manually for a short position in Nifty futures, and whenever a buy comes, it will be handled automatically. So you need not have to be sitting in front of your computer or sitting in front of your system. It will keep running. It is as simple as that. So All you have to have is a good strategy which gives you this buy and sell kind of signals. And yes, of course, you will need to have the subscription for TradingView, because webhook URL is supported only by the paid version of TradingView. The free version doesn't support the webhook URL. So you need to have a subscription of TradingView. If you have that and you have a strategy which gives the signals of, to buy or sell, you will be able to automate using a simple copy paste from Algomojo onto TradingView strategy. It can be any strategy. So the our platform is designed in such a manner that clients or customers or users could bring in any strategy. It can be anything available in, say, TradingView or Amibroker or charting, scanner, whatever. And that should be able to give you buy or sell signals. We act as a bridge, pick up that signal for you, and place those orders in your trading account, in your broker account. And the process is very simple, just to copy paste the message box content and the webhook URL. That's all is to be done. Any questions, any queries on this so far? Yeah, so MT4, the process is slightly different. Our team will get in touch with you and show it for you, not an issue. Now, see, when you combine multiple uh, things like super trend along with RSI, then you have to get a coding done. Suppose there's a you have a super trend strategy like this. In this, you want to also look at RSI. If it is more than 50 only, you want to take a long entry, or if the RSI is below 35, you want to take a short entry. Whatever is your condition, for those kind of things, you'll need to get the code modified or code appended. But it's possible. Uh, we can help you, but it will be a custom-made code for you. You will need to get that coding done and then use it. Or if you have a coder, or if you know the coding, you can do it on your own and run it here. Not. Uh, Somebody was asking about charting. So in charting, you have the action for the screener that you have. There is a webhook facility. You need to just copy the webhook URL. The code also need not have to be copied. You just copy the webhook URL. And in the action in charting, there's an action field. You have to give either a buy or a sell. So whatever scanners come under for buying, you place the action as buy and paste the webhook URL, the same webhook URL, and it will get pasted as such. It will be executed as such. Now, somebody was asking how do we create for stock options for to be traded from say charting. We'll look at that also. So the process is the same. Initially, we have to define what is that we want to trade, sorry, in Algomojo, and then add a watch list. And depending on the stock that you're trying to trade, you can say that, okay, you want to trade in the options for that. Any other queries? Any other doubts you have in terms of how do we do this automation? If it is a strategy, right. Now, while we wait for the signal to be generated from, say, the super trend which is running for Bitcoin, let's look at how to use an indicator and try and take an entry or a exit. So if you have any indicator, go to TradingView, for example, RSI, and load that indicator. So similarly, the process is the same. First, select the trading symbol that you want to trade in. Select the time frame, whether it is 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, or 1 hour, whatever is the time frame that you're trying to trade with, and then load the indicator or the strategy, and then do the alert setup. Now, one difference is that for if you are using an indicator, go to this more button and then say add alert. So for indicators, you will need to create two alerts. The pop-up is slightly different. you have to specify the condition and when it has to be triggered, and also update the message box, and the webhook URL has to be updated. Whereas for strategies, if you look at, it was just one thing here. All you have to do is paste the message here and the under notification the webhook URL. However, for indicators, any indicator, you have to use two alerts. One is to create and exit, enter, and other one is to exit. And also in each alert, you have to define when the what condition has to be met and when should it be triggered. Whether it's at the close of the candle or open of the candle, or sorry, not close of the candle, or once per bar, once per minute, all that. And then copy the message content from Algomojo and then paste it here. Now, what is the content to be pasted? We will look at that for indicators. So let's create one more strategy in Algomojo. Say for Bank Nifty options, I'll say BN options. I'll use a rule similar stop and reverse, and segment I'll say options. Options you can select whether you want to trade in Nifty, Bank Nifty, various stocks are also there. So you can select what is that you want to trade, say Bank Nifty, and which expiry, the current month. Then whether it is ATM, OTM, ITM, any of those, say ATM itself. Then whether you're a buyer or a seller, or you are trying to do a hedge, those kind of things need to be selected. If you're a buyer, normally leave it with a blank, a default value of buying. Then order type can be NRML or MIS. Price is always market. And a number of lots. Suppose you want to trade, say 25 lots or say 50 lots. The quantity will be displayed. Here again, when you select the contract expiry, it will also show you the date of expiry of the current month. If it is weekly, it will show the weekly details also. Now, once you select the quantity, it will ask for you to update other fields like the target and stop loss kind of things. In case if you are leaving it to the default values, then do a submission of this. The strategy is created, and go to the indicator section, not the strategy, because we are trying to automate an RSI. Now, under indicators, you have a buy or a sell or a short or a cover. Normally, we use the buy and sell. Now, depending on what you want to define, whether now the RSI is below, so we'll try and take a long entry if it say crosses say 40 from below. So we will say that, okay, we'll do a buy entry, select this buy, go to trading view and paste it here. And also saying that the RSI should be crossing up, not from top, but from below. So it should be crossing up, and a value of, I'll say 30, say 40. And once per bar close, the RSI should be 40 when the bar closes. Only then it has to be triggered. So this is what you need to define. So you have to update the condition when you want the entry to be taken, when it should be triggered, and give it a name. I'll say that BN options entry. Right. And then use updating webhook URL. Go to this section, copy the webhook URL from Algomojo website, the same webhook URL for Bank Nifty that you just created, and paste it here. So once you say create, you'll be able to see this dotted line with the right pointing arrow. That is the level it will wait when the RSI crosses above this level of 40, and if when the bar closes, it will trigger a long entry. However, you will need to come and activate this also. We just created this. By default, it will be in inactive state, enable paper trade. So when this condition of RSI above 40 is met, it will trigger a long entry. Now you will be able to see the alert here. Now to create a reverse entries, for example, if the long is triggered here and if the RSI goes above 80 and starts coming down At around 75, I want a long to be closed and short to be taken. So I'll need to create one more alert for that. So what we normally do is go to the entry alert that we just created, right click on that and say clone. So it will create a replica of what you just did for the entry alert. Now, instead of crossing up, you say crossing down, and a value you say is 70. And once per bar close, instead of buy, you say that as sell. The webhook URL will remain the same because it is for the same bank nifty option. And here we will say it as exit. So it will exit the long portion and take a short portion because the requirement is that I want to be in trade always. When the RSI is below 40, I want a long entry to be taken. If it starts coming down above 70 and gets below 70, I want the CE to be closed and PE to be taken out. So that is what I want to keep trading for all such movements. So it will keep. I set up these two alerts once and then leave it to the system. So whenever you have a trigger of long entry, let's see if the long has been triggered. Yes, as you can see here, the buy has been triggered. We can go and check here. Go to my signals and under bank of BN options that we just created, we can see that okay, the order has been triggered for buy and details of the order can be seen from here and the portion can be seen here. So this is for bank nifty. So we had said 1,500 quantity, a long has been triggered. And this nifty short is still running. As you can see here, there's no buy yet. So it might trigger a buy entry now if it crosses the super trend levels as such. So the RSI is also going up. And then when it starts coming down the value of 70, it will close the CE taken and it will trigger a PE. That is all is the process for any indicator. So all you have to do is create one entry alert and create one exit alert. It can be buy or sell. Or if you want to take the first entry as sell, then create this first and then do a when do you want an exit. Now, if you're a trader who would like to take only long entries, then use the rule as long only. Then it will take only the C entries and ignore the P entries. If you want to trade in both, then use stop and reversal. So it will take a long here and then close the long here and take a short. Again, when it comes down, it will close the short and take a long. So it will keep working alternatively, either long or short always. Any confusion on this? Any? See, in Amibroker, like what we did here in TradingView, not possible to use an indicator. You have to get for Amibroker to trigger, you will always have to have a buy sell short cover trigger coming in Amibroker itself. Otherwise, like for indicator, you will not be able to do it. Whereas here in indicator for TradingView, we can always say, okay, go to this create alert and then specify the condition at what level you want to trigger an order entry or so. It'll you can create it on your own. However, if you want to do a similar kind of thing, then you have to get the AFL done for Amibroker. You have to get a coding done in Amibroker, saying that okay, in that code we will say that okay, take an entry if the RSI is greater than say 40, or that can be taken as a parameter and you can change the inputs so that is possible. But coding is required. It is not a simple process of like what we did in trading. You have to create an AFL for that process. So now in super trend, as you can see, a long has been triggered. You'll be able to see the orders also. Yeah, demo buy has been triggered. You can go to Algomojo here and look at the signals. So the buy has come at around 11. So the order has been triggered and the short has been closed and a long position has been taken up in Nifty. So it will keep running for you. So we have used TradingView. So it will keep running. So you need not all this creation of alert is one-time activity. Creation of the strategy in Algomojo is one-time activity. All you have to do is do this strategy creation for trading in Nifty futures once. And if you want to edit, say for tomorrow, you want instead of 5 lots, you want to do 25 lots, you can do that. Yeah, this recording will be available. You will be able to access slightly at, I think there's a processing time. After that, it will be available. You will be able to go to, you'll need to go to webinars, and then the video will be available. You can use that video anytime you want. See, if you have multiple broker accounts and you want to use uh, want to generate trades in each account, you can have one TradingView subscription, but you have to create alert for each each user. Now, like what we did here, say for SuperTrend, we went and created an alert. For example, for SuperTrend, we went and did a alert. Say, for example, this was in my name, then I can say that, okay, this is NF Lokesh. And then give the webhook URL. Similarly, if it is, say, somebody called Santosh, say you will need to create a similar kind of strategy for Santosh also, like go to strategies and you have to define that Nifty futures trading account and take that webhook URL and paste it here. So one webhook URL is for Lokesh, the other one is for Santosh, the other one could be for Deepak, or so it could be for any number of people. Uh, TradingView subscription is only one. However, you will need to have the subscription for Algomojo and for each of the users, your friends and family, and uh, that's it. From one TradingView, you can create multiple. Just one moment. One moment. I'm sorry, I had to take one urgent call. Sorry. So, with one subscription, you will be able to trade in multiple broker accounts, not others. Yeah, it will work. Absolutely no problem, sir. One subscription of TradingView and multiple Algomojo accounts. Now, the copy trading facility, once we have that, it will work in a similar fashion. All you have to do is create one alert here in TradingView. You need not have to create for everybody. You create one alert, for example, it can be one Lokesh's account, and whenever trades happen in Lokesh's account, the similar thing can be replicated in all the other friends and family members who have taken or subscribed to my trades as such. Yes. No, so that copy trading facility is under development. We plan to launch it pretty soon. Yes, yes. Uh, I would say that next month or two, it should be done. They're doing an extensive testing of the same. Um, Once we find that it is working pretty well, we'll be able to launch it. We will definitely update once the system is ready. Yes. Yes. Any other queries? Any other things that you would like to see in TradingView? Any other things that any other doubts you would have as to how to do it, what to do it? If you want to see anything specific, let me know. I can take that. Um, Another interesting thing that we come across, especially in TradingView, is people use various kinds of studies. It could be trend line or price based, resistance, support kind of levels, wherein you want to take an entry or an exit, all that. So you can automate those kind of studies also. For example, if you have a trend line, for a trend line, suppose I have a trend line like this, and if the price breaks out of this trend line, I want a long entry to be taken. That can be done. Similarly, if you have a trend line breaking down, so if the price breaks down this trend line, you can take a short entry. That can also be done. That's pretty good features available in TradingView. Method of automation is the same. So put in your drawing like trend line, or it could be any kind of drawing that you would have. Right click on the drawing and say add alert on the trend line. So here you can say if the price is going to cross up this level, and once the bar closes this above this trend line breakout, I want a long entry to be taken. So here we say TL buy. Okay. And put this message content like what we use from the indicator. You see here for a breakout, I want the buy to be taken. So I copy this, go here and paste it here, and update the webhook here. That's it. So I'm saying that, okay, if the price breaks above this and it closes above this, I want the order to be triggered for buying. And so it will wait for the price to close above. If it is sell, then if there's a breakdown, instead of buy, I will say, instead of buy, give a sell as such. If it is a breakdown, then instead of buy, you keep it as sell and save it. That's it. So you can create any kind of drawing. So place your drawing on that, or suppose you have taken an entry and you feel that this is a resistance level. If the price comes to that level, say for example, if you feel that okay, this is the resistance and you've taken an entry somewhere here or somewhere here, and if the price comes to this level, you want to exit, all you have to do is put in this resistance level, right click on that and say add alert on that horizontal line, and say that okay, if the price is coming up and if the price say closes above that, or if it touches once also, you want the order of sell to be triggered. Just paste this code and create it. That's it. So the entry can be manual, exit can be from here, or entry can be from say super trend, and we want to take an exit based on the resistance level. That can also be done. And once you create these are pretty flexible. You can keep moving them up or down. You can say that okay, take it up or bring it down depending on where you want, and the value will accordingly get changed. So that is another great feature available in TradingView for automation. So it's not only strategy or it can, indicator, it can be any kind of study that you want to put in and use for entry or exits in TradingView. You can create those alerts, and when those levels are reached, achieved, the entry and exits can happen. And the process of doing it is very, very simple. All you have to do is copy paste the content in the message box, right here, whether the action that needs to be taken is buy or a sell, update these trigger or condition, and then put in the relevant webhook URL. When that condition is met, the order will get executed. It's a simple process. So um, no complication in terms of coding or any other thing. Um, Creation of alert is the only thing, and alerts also you just need to create it once, and after that you can keep shifting it. For example, if you want to, instead of RSI entry, you don't want to at 40, you want to keep it at say 25 for some trades, or bring it down. You drag it down there, or here exits, you want to push it up a bit more, you can do that also. So these are pretty good flexibilities that are available as features in TradingView, and it's simple to operate. And Algomojo, the process that we have done or set up is to help all users to easily use the process to trigger the orders and keep working for them. So you need not have to have any kind of coding requirement or knowledge. You need not have to open any codes as such. It can be any study, it could be any strategy, it could be any indicator. There are hundreds and hundreds of studies and indicators available in TradingView. Bring in those, and you want to create the process of creation of alert is similar to what we saw. If it is strategy, it is just one alert. If it's indicator or price-based actions, it has to be two alerts, one for entry and exit. After that, the system can keep running for you. So whenever those conditions are met, the orders for buy or sell will be triggered, and we will pass those orders and get it executed in your broker account. Yeah. Now, sure. So you can definitely do studies. The process of doing a study is something which I'll show you. Uh, Let me go to Algomojo. Go to the blog, and under the blog, you would have here bullish strategy, put ratio. All strategies are defined here. So suppose you want to do a any kind of strategy which is just search for it here, and then for example, if you want to do a short put butterfly spread, how to do that. So step by step process of doing the setup is shown here, explained here, all with the screenshot, what has to be selected, how many legs are there, how to create all those legs, and how to group them together. Is explanation is provided, how to group your strategies. And instead of the webhook URL that we saw from the strategy, you have to use the group webhook URL. That's it. Sure, we can plan for Amibroker, not an issue. Yes. Now, for example, here, once you have defined, for example, this has got three legs. One is to short an OTM one. The other one is to buy a OTM one. Another one is to short a ITM one. Uh, all three legs are defined separately, and once you add them in the group, you will get a separate webhook URL under this. Once you do a submission, you get a webhook URL for the groups. Use that webhook URL instead of what we saw here. Here we saw this. You will need to do a grouping. The way to do grouping is go to my groups and create these groups. For example, we created one for say Nifty futures, add that here. And the other one we did for was banking options, add that here. And then give a name, say option. So say submit. You will get this webhook URL. Use this webhook URL, not the individual legs. The group's webhook URL is what we need to use. The code, however, will be the same. Strategy or the indicator is the same. So for if you are running it on a strategy, use this. For indicators, use this. So when a buy or a sell signal comes, whatever legs that you have defined will get executed. So use this webhook URL, go to TradingView and put in this webhook URL here for this. When you are creating an alert, use the group's webhook URL under this place. That's it. The process of here, what you need to put in is the same, whether it is buy or sell. Instead of individual legs, we use the group's webhook URL. That's it. So all predefined, we have defined in our blog close to about 16, 17 strategies and given step-by-step process as to how do we execute that and how the entire thing can work is explained. So you can look at each of those strategies in detail here. So this you'll be able to access using our blog if you go to Algomojo. So, so you can see what are the strategies, click on that, or go to visit blogs and say strategy or spread. It will give you all spread-based strategies, how to create them, and then each step of how many legs are there and how to create each of those legs, what are the risks involved, what are the advantages. The complete explanation is provided as to how to use this, do the setup and use. See, premium-based option selection is still not possible. You can select it as ATM, ITM, or OTM. ITM and OTM up to 20 strikes is what you can select. Yeah, what we saw was dynamic options. Let me go there. Yeah. When you're wanting to trade in options dynamic, for example, say Nifty options, select the rule and here segment, select as dynamic. And then dynamics, whether you want to trade in Nifty, Bank Nifty, or whichever instrument that you want to use that and select the expiry. So whether it is week 1, week 4, or current month, all that. Say if you say current month, then whether you want it to be ATM or say ITM 5. Now, when we get the signal, we will look at what is the spot price at that point in time. And based on that spot price at that point in time, we will select the ITM 5 and then place the order. It can be buy or it can be PE or CE. Option greed selection, not yet. No, sir. It is only ITM, OTM, ATM as such. TSL based signal. So suppose you're trading in 1 minute, a strategy in 1 minute, another strategy in 3 minutes. Okay, and you have to create one for each of those time frames. You create strategies separately for each of the time frames. They create this for 1 minute, say 1 minute, Nifty, and say another one for say you want to trade in 5 lots for 1 minute, and you want to use say 3 minute, you want to trade 10 lots, then create one more strategy for 10 lots. But however, just remember it has to be in sync with these positions that are created. For example, 1 minute is giving a buy and 3 minute is giving a sell, then it will not work for you. If both are giving buy, then suppose 1 minute is given 5 lots buy and 3 minutes has given another 5 lots buy, 10 positions will be running simultaneously for you. However, if 1 minute has turned into sell, then from that 10 lot, 5 lots will be taken off as such. Yeah. Now, Nifty option for if you want to buy one and monthly and sell weekly as strategy, you have to create both these legs. For example, here I'd say a rule as top and reverse and segment as futures. And here I'll use sorry, options, I'd say dynamic options. Here I'll say Nifty. Um, expiry, I'll keep it as week 1. Say you want to buy an ATM call when a signal is coming. So update these details and we will say, we'll give this as 50 buy, for example, and create one more. There's another feature called clone. Whatever setting you have done, you can do a clone of that. So exact replica of that will be done. You can go and edit that and say that, okay, I want instead of here, I'll say Nifty sell. Here, instead of buying, I'll say selling. And the rest of the things can remain the same. And I'll say update. So I have created one for buy and one for sell. Now make this paper trade. Then I go to my groups and I will combine both of them. Say, so let me go to my groups and create a new one. So here I'll add Nifty sell and Nifty buy. These are the two strategies that I created. Here I want to buy enter the option first, buying first. I'll give the priority as 1. And here I want to give the priority as 2. The selling will require more margin. So if I have taken an option position first, my margin requirement will come down. So selling, I'll always keep it as 2 and buying, I'll keep it as 1. Here, exit, I'll keep it as the selling should go in first and then the option which was bought as 2, I'll give the priority as 2. So when I buy and give the name as hedge trade and submit. So webhook URL will be created and the code to be used for strategy and indicators are created. Now, how this works, let's see. Here, hedge is what I created. I'll enable a paper trade and generate a manual trade. Now, when I do a buy, what it should do is it should buy the CE and also sell the PE. So what has happened? Let's look at my groups. And here you can see that manual buy has been generated and 2 signals are generated, right? Both are entry and the orders that are placed was for one was for CE. As you can see here, this is CE, this is PE. Buy has happened first and then the sell has happened. So the positions taken are seen under this. So you have a PE which is sold, ATM, and the CE which is bought, ATM. So this is how you can create, it could be any, say, for example, if you want to create this as the monthly sell, instead of the weekly, you select the monthly option. Yeah, for clone is normally to help you to, if all the parameters are similar, like what we just did, where the expiry is similar, the quantity is similar, uh, except that one is a buying, the other one is a hedging, to help users to create it faster, where the clone is provided, or you can do it manually. Yeah, so you can select when you're defining here, for example, in my strategies, let me try and close this. See, for example, the cell you want it as weekly. Here you say week. Okay, by default it is that. And for the buy, you go edit and say that this option has to be monthly. So it will buy the current month option and sell the current week option. So for each leg, you can independently give which option has to be traded, whether it is monthly or weekly, whether you want it to be the same or you want it to be different. You have the flexibility to choose as per your requirement. Hope that clarifies. Yeah, trailing stop loss is another important thing. Let me try and show you. Yeah. In the blog, if you use, if you go to this trailing, how to understanding target stop loss and trailing stop loss, how to set it up. We give you a step-by-step process as to how do we do it, how does the entire thing works. We have given a point. For example, target type is percentage. We given in terms of percentage. Target value is 2, and entry price is 100. So we will look at what is your target price, and if the target is hit, then it is 102. What should be the stop loss and how to set the trading stop loss also. Here, if your this thing initial stop loss was at 98, and if your price moves up by say 2%, you want the stop loss to be updated to by 1%, you can say that, okay, if my entry price moves up by 2%, my trading value should move up by 1%. So earlier my stop was at 98, it will move up to 99 if my price goes to 20, goes up by 2%. If my price goes up by the entry price has moved to 4%, I want the stop loss to be moved then by 1%, like what we said. So from 99 it will come to 100. So after reaching 104, if the price drops, your position will get squared off at 100 and not at 98. The fixed stop loss was at 98. The trailing stop loss will help you to keep shifting the trailing stop loss upwards by saying that, okay, if my price moves up by what percentage you want the trailing values to be moved up is what you can set. Either you can do it in points or percentage also. Suppose say you say that, okay, if my entry price moves up by 10 points, my trailing stop loss should move up by 2 points. So for every 10-point increase in your price from the entry, the trailing stop loss will keep moving up by say 2 points or 5 points, whatever you've taken. Is the price-based option buying selling strategy? Uh, so we have no predefined uh, or we don't provide strategies. You can create any strategy. So for example, you're doing a super trend and a super trend gives a buy. Then you want the option to be bought and a monthly option to be sold, anything of that condition. My two legs are created. So when the signal comes from trading view, both the legs will get executed. Yes, yes. The entry price, the future was, or the option was taken at 100 rupees. Yes. Now, if it was say Nifty, you've taken at 23,400 kind of thing. So you set the target as 23,500, so 100 point as a difference. So accordingly, you can say that, okay, my Nifty moves up by 100 points. My stop loss has to move up by, trailing stop loss has to move up by 25 points. So for every 100 points increase in Nifty, your trailing stop loss will keep moving up. So Excel, we have an Excel-based execution module, but it is not an automated Excel kind of thing. You still have to go and place a buy or a sell order. You might as well do it in the platform itself. So it's not uh, of great value, is what I feel. Yes, yes. You can choose based on the option price. Suppose you bought an option at 500 rupees, and for every 50-point increase in your option price, you want the trailing stop loss to move up by 10 points. You can set it accordingly. So the process is still the same. You have to create all the legs like what we just saw, doing two legs. Uh, yeah, we created my groups. We created this hedge trade wherein we have um, created two legs. All this, all these legs were created individually here under my strategies. So you still have to do that, but instead of triggering it from TradingView or from uh, Amibroker or any other charts, you can use an Excel where the webhook URL is pasted. You say buy, it will buy, place in a buy order, or sell, it will place a sell order. However, what we find to be of advantage is that you can do a similar thing from here itself. You can generate the signal here itself, buy or a sell, sort of cover. You can do that from here itself. So we are coming out with automated one-click kind of option strategies where you need not have to create these legs separately. At a click of a button, how many of our legs are there? It will be predefined, and all you have to do is take that webhook URL and paste it. It's still under development. Once it is ready, it will be much simpler. You need not have to create each leg and then group them manually. uh, it will be predefined legs, and if you want to make any changes you can do that. Otherwise you can go with the default values and place orders. That could ease your uh, operational procedures. Yes. Sir, we are not a platform for creating strategies as such or running strategies. Running of the strategies has to be in Amibroker or in your trading view kind of platforms. So as long as whatever indicators you're using, VWAP or RSI or anything, and it is generating buy and sell signals, we will pick it up and then place orders for it. We are a bridge between your charting tool as such. You can create a VWAP based buy sell can easily be created in Amibroker. Sure, in TradingView also a lot of strategies are available based on VWAP. If you find anything suitable, you can test it out, do the back testing. If you find that all the parameters are meeting your evaluation criteria for trading, you can deploy them and create the alerts like what we just saw and start trading. So going back onto our uh, presentation, like we just saw how to do based on super trend and RSI based or price based trend line kind of thing. And so when you are using a strategy in TradingView, the process to be followed is that first you select the trading symbol, then look at the time frame because alert creation is based on time frame. Then load whatever is the strategy that you want to automate. Then create an alert. Click on that vote button. It will give you a facility to update this box, pop-up box. If it's a strategy, then there is just one message box to be updated with the code that we give a name, and under notification, paste the book URL. That is all of the process that is involved. And if it is indicator, it is you have to create two alerts. Process is very similar. Select the symbol, time frame, and the indicator. Then create an alert by clicking on the more button. However, you have some more things to be updated like condition and trigger. When should it trigger? What condition should be met of that indicator? And when should it trigger? Whether it is once or once per bar close, once per bar kind of stuff. Based on your study, select the appropriate trigger. Normally, what we have seen is once per bar close, and dependent, completely dependent on your studies. So you select that, give a name, and in the message box, you have to create copy paste either the buy or the sell, whichever entry you are trying to do. Uh, Remember, for indicators, you will need to have two of them, one for entry and another one for exit. Two alerts need to be created. Update the condition, update the trigger, and message box. In trigger, normally you will find various options like crossing or crossing up or cross greater than kind of thing. It varies from indicator to indicator. Look at what is the indicator you're using and when is that you want to take a entry. Accordingly, select the triggers and start using. So somebody was asking about option strategies. So you'll find details of various option strategies in our blog, a step-by-step process of what is that strategy and how to create, how to enable, and how to run them is explained in the blog. So these are the strategies that we have covered. About 16, 17, 16 of them are done. So coming to our support, we are available on all working days from 9 to 5, on Saturdays from 10 to 5. You can get in touch with us on this WhatsApp number 8105572233, or you can call us on 8550 We are based in Bangalore. You can raise a ticket from our website itself, or you can send us an email. That's it. My name is Lokesh. In case if you need any coding support or any further details about our platform and usage, feel free to contact me on my email ID, lokesh@infolab.com. We are there to help you. We are there to support you. We are there to ensure that your trading and investment journey is as smooth as possible. We would be happy to hear from you on any of the feedbacks and any of the things that you would require as a user. Feel free to get in touch with us and update us. Do let us know in case if you have any queries. Uh, Kindly use the Q&A box to raise if you have any queries. Let me try and answer them. Aha. Um, Let us just check moving average month. So load your moving average. Let me remove all these strings. Say for example, yeah, I think there is something available for you, sir. All you have to do is go there, say load the strategy time frame like we mentioned, and say create an alert. Like you say that okay, you want to use MA9 close 500 period. These are default ones, and you want to buy when the bar closes above. Select that, and here you say give a name MA, and in the message box give the buy code. You'll need to update the buy code. So when the price moves above this 9 and closes above that, it trigger a buy. And put the webhook URL of the strategy that you are trying to trade, and say create. So when a buy comes, it will trigger an entry, and you have to create one more for sell. Go here and do a clone, and we'll edit this as MA sell. And here we will say that, okay, when the sell comes, I want the sell to be done. That's it. So somebody has given you that already here, buy and sell kind of thing. So you can use this itself. They are also giving buy, sell, short cover. You need to test it out whether what kind of signals are coming for buy, sell, short cover. Or otherwise, if you want to use a new, say, moving average without any of these things, find, let's see. Yeah, you have a simple moving average. Now, if you want to create an alert here, for example, you load your simple moving average, go to add alert, and here you say that if the price is crossing up a value of moving average, SMA close, SMA base, and once per bar close, and here update the buy. So when the crossing up happens, you will get a buy signal. If it is crossing down, then use the crossing down and create one more alert. So here instead of buy, you say that sell. So to create two alerts, one for buy and one for sell. So this should automatically work for you, sir. See, if it is just one moving average, this is the method you can use. You can use EMA or SMA or anything, and it could be a period of 200 or 50, whatever EMA you select. And say you want to use, for example, the same thing. If it is closed below 200, then sell. You can do a similar fashion. So, or for entry, you want to use a shorter time frame. Say you use 50 EMA, and for exit, you want to use a longer time frame. You can do that also. For sell, you use another EMA of 200. For entry, you use 50 EMA. So create two alerts, one for entry buy at using 50 EMA, and for sell use 200 EMA. That flexibility is available in TradingView. Oh, I'm sorry, maybe they did not understand the requirement completely. You can try it out. Here we have created this is simple moving average 9. You load one more of simple moving average 200, for example, or 50. So create buy for 9, SMA 9, and say EMA 50 for sell, uh, another EMA. So creating two alerts, it's possible to trade. If you're looking at crossing over of two EMAs, then the difficulty comes in terms of getting it coded. Here it is not crossing over. You are taking an entry based on one EMA and taking an exit based on the same EMA or a different EMA. So that's how you can automate using two different EMA uh, averages. Suppose you had looked at uh, crossing over, then yeah, you have to have a code which gives you the buy sell when the crossover happens. Yes. Try it out, sir. In case if you find difficulty, get in touch with us. We are there to support. Yesterday, I think you were trying to reach. I was out of office, so but however, I think Madam was able to help you out in terms of that Amibroker code. In case you have any difficulty, let us know. We will check what needs to be done, sir. Okay, okay, great. Thanks. Yeah, thanks a lot for attending this session on how to use Algomojo platform to automate your strategies or indicators or any other studies that you would have in uh, various charting platforms. Looking forward to interacting with you going forward. Feel free to touch base with us anytime, any kind of support. We are there to help you out. Have a nice weekend and thanks once again. This recording is will be available in case you want to use it after some time. You'll get the access also. Thank you. Sure, you'll get the links. Yes, thanks again. Yes. Let me try and close the session here in case if there are no other queries.